Every new course that you take comes with different expectations, a different structure. What should you be working on? How do you find those assignments? So I want to take some time in this video just to navigate you through the course a little bit, help you understand better what you should be working on and where you'll find those assignments. Again, the first thing you want to do every time you access our course in Canvas is check for any recent announcements, just to see if any new information has been pushed out that I want you to be aware of. If this is your first time logging in, you should already be in the middle of Module 0, Orientation, because that's where you found this video. You'll want to make sure you watch and read through the remaining information on those orientation pages. Once you've finished with that, you're ready to head on to Module 1 and look at our first week's worth of activity. A shortcut for doing that is just to click on the My Lab and Mastering link, which is in the navigation menu. That'll open a page that looks similar to this. Click on that, open My Lab and Mastering, and now we're actually in the tool that houses all of the assignments we'll be working on this semester. I have more links available here. You're going to have more that show up as some weeks pass. But what you should see first, this landing page is just a welcome page, which has a little bit of information that we're already covering here, and also has a quick link to Open StatCrunch. There are two things I'd like for you to check for me. Basically, the first time you try to access this MyLab statistics site, and they're going to be pretty obvious because they'll either work or they won't. If any of these things don't work, let me know right away and we'll get that figured out. The first one is to try and go ahead and use this Open StatCrunch link. You should get a page that looks like this and has you click one more time to actually open StatCrunch itself. And then you should have this spreadsheet looking tool in front of you. During our first week of assignments, we'll talk about an introduction to StatCrunch, how we'll use this to generate results for this course, but for right now it's just important that we know that you do indeed have access to the site. The other thing I'm going to need you to confirm, only need you to contact me if it doesn't work, is if you have access to MyLab statistics. At some point when you access this, you may be prompted for an access code to either enter or purchase one. If that's happening, select temporary access and then contact me right away. It's mentioned in the syllabus and in the other orientation video, but your access to this site should already be paid for. So if anything is prompting you to purchase something, ignore that, select temporary access, and just contact me about it. We'll get that fixed for you before that temporary access expires. What you'll want to do, assuming you've got access and everything's working, is go ahead and move on to Module 1. Every module is going to have a landing page, which will have some information about what we're covering, or a video that sort of ties what we're doing to the bigger world, to some practical applications. There'll also be just a quick list of assignments that you need to complete for Module 1, and a reminder about when those assignments are due. When you navigate into those individual module pages, you'll be provided with everything that you need for that module's homework assignment. For Module 1.1, it's just an orientation to the homework system, so there's not much here except for a browser check, just to make sure you're using an up-to-date browser that's going to work well with the site. In Module 1.2, we're going to start getting some lecture videos mixed in. This is going to be an orientation to StatCrunch, that online statistics tool that we'll use throughout the semester. Here we're just going to do some basic calculations without a lot of context, just to kind of get the mechanics of clicking around through some of the menus working. But then at the bottom of that page, you'll find a link to Open StatCrunch and complete Homework 1.2. In Module 1.3, we'll get into our first actual section of new stats content. And then most pages will look like this, where you'll see a link for different e-text sections that apply to the material that we're covering. So you can click those and just quickly get access to those pages. There will be a link to a set of lecture notes that you can open and print. And then in the lecture videos, I'll be using these exact same lecture notes, so you can fill those in along with me or just take notes on your own. That's up to you. There will be that series of lecture videos that connect to those notes. And then again, a link to open the homework assignment for that module. Once you've completed those any required homework assignments, you'll want to move on to the Module 1 quiz. You'll find a link for the practice quiz, which you can take as many times as you want without impacting your grade. You can review those practice quizzes in between attempts in the gradebook, and when you're ready, move on to the quiz itself. You initially only have one attempt at a quiz, but if you've earned 95% or better on all of the module homework assignments, then you'll unlock a second attempt. It's only the better of your two scores that applies, so it's always in your best interest to give that second attempt a shot. You'll either improve your score or find some questions or concepts that maybe you still need to review a little bit, but you can't hurt your score. Every week there's also going to be a module discussion. Lots of times this will connect more to the actual content that we're looking at during that week and prepare you for those written analysis assignments that we talked about in the syllabus. But our Module 1 discussion is just much more of an orientation and also has an important question to get you thinking about how you're going to handle our proctoring options for this semester. Our first set of assignments for Module 1 will be due Wednesday, August, I believe it's 25th. That same day, August 25th, our Module 2 assignments will open, so this next tab will become available for you, and that process will just repeat. You'll have 2 or 3 homework assignments, followed by a quiz, and then a discussion. Hopefully that seems pretty clear, and you'll get the feel for that process as we start moving through the assignments week to week. But if you ever have questions about the structure of the course, if anything isn't working for you, if the technology isn't working for you, if you're being asked to pay for anything because you shouldn't be, or if you're just unsure of where to navigate, what to click on next, please feel free to email me or contact me via Canvas, and we'll get that straightened out. Thanks.